In my blended layer tutorial, I showed you how to use the healing brush, but I showed you how to do it to the background layer. I now want to show you that you can heal and clone to a new layer. It's very simple to do, and this would be my recommendation, is to do all of your healing to its own layer. So all you do is you make a new layer, so it's just a new blank layer, so you can click the new layer icon. And you can either use your spot healing tool or your healing brush tool. As I said previously, I personally prefer the healing brush tool. And then when I want to go to heal, I need to make sure that this is at least set to current and below, or all layers. Whether it's current and below depends on whether you have layers above it. If you have layers above that you don't want to clone from, you would use current and below. If you don't have any layers above, you can set it to all layers. So they're fairly self-explanatory which one it means, and you can choose according to how your file is set up. So now I just click, and what it is doing is it's sampling from the all layers, so a merged version of the document as if it was flattened, but all of my healing is now happening on a new layer. Now, I know a lot of people actually use this already. This is typically how we do it for proper retouching. So if you've never done this before, I would recommend learning how to heal and clone onto a new layer. And again, you can just make sure that you're not getting any samples anywhere, and just keep sourcing and clicking it. And this is what it'll look like using the healing brush. It's just showing the blend and the spots that I'm healing out on here. Likewise, you can also heal out these areas. And again, this allows you, if you make a mistake, to be able to undo it. So you can just erase that heal. So here's where I blended in around the eyes. If I don't think it looks right, I can just go back in and erase that. So healing to a new layer is very simple. Likewise, cloning with the cloning stamp. If you need to use cloning, say that you just want to do freckle reduction as opposed to removing it, you would set your blending mode to lighten. And again, you need to set your sample to either current and below, I could use for this, or to all layers. This time I'll use current and below because I only have layers below. And when it's on lighten, this allows me to click to hide a spot, and it just lightens the area. Sometimes it's better to do this on about 50% if you don't want to erase the spot completely. So set your opacity to 50%, and this will diminish the spots. It won't take them out completely. So if you just want to soften areas, you can use this as opposed to completely removing moles or freckles. This is particularly true if you're doing someone with freckles. If you want to remove highlights, so where the skin is reflecting light, in this case it's a specular highlight, you'll set your blending mode to darken. And again, you want a lower opacity, but now I'm able to just click and kind of paint in here, and you'll see that it's not covering the other pixels, it's just taking the spots out. So that I've been able to use the darken mode on my cloning stamp to remove spotlit areas. So again, that's a handy technique. It's not on my layer, so it's not destructive. I can erase any of it at any point.